Your life is a direct reflection of your habits, not what you want, not what you wish for, what you do every single day. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's not luck. It's not talent. It's not handed to you. It's attracted, and it's attracted by the person you become. Look around. Most people are stuck, trapped in routines that keep them small, living by habits that lead to failure, frustration, and regret. They want success, but they operate with the habits of losers. That's why they never break through. But the winners, they have different habits. They think differently. They move differently. They execute at a level that separates them from the pack. And because of that, success doesn't just show up for them. It follows them. So the question is, are you ready to become that person? The person who attracts success like a magnet? Because if you are, listen up, master your mind or it will master you. Master your mind, control it or it controls you. Your mind is the battlefield. Every day you either win in your head or lose before you even start. If you don't control your mind, it will control you. It will feed you doubts, fears, and excuses. It will keep you small, make you hesitate, and rob you of the success you deserve. Winners don't let that happen. They take charge, they dominate their thoughts, condition their focus, and reprogram their beliefs until success is the only option. Most people let their minds run wild. They absorb negativity from the news, from toxic people, from their own past failures. They let old stories define their future. That's not how you win. You need to guard your mind like a fortress. What goes in shapes what comes out. Feed it power and you'll act with power. Fill it with doubt and you'll hesitate, procrastinate, and fail before you even begin. Start with this. Eliminate weak language. Words create reality. Stop saying, I hope, I wish, or I'll try. These words give you an escape, an excuse to fail. Replace them with I will, I must, I do. Winners speak with certainty. They don't try to succeed. They commit, they execute, and they adjust as they go. Your focus determines your future. What you focus on expands. If you constantly think about what could go wrong, your mind will find ways to make it happen. But if you train yourself to focus on solutions, on possibilities, on opportunities, suddenly the world opens up. Problems become challenges. Challenges become fuel. And you become unstoppable. Visualization isn't some feel-good practice. It's mental conditioning. See your success before it happens. Picture yourself winning. Feel it. Experience it. Make it real in your mind, and your body will follow. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality, so use that to your advantage. The more you see yourself succeeding, the more natural it becomes. You have to rewire your beliefs. If you don't believe you deserve success, you'll sabotage yourself the moment it's within reach. Every time you catch yourself thinking small, flip the script. Instead of, I'm not good enough, tell yourself, I figure things out. Instead of, I've never done this before, say, I'll learn and dominate. Your brain listens to everything you say, so speak power, not limitation. Emotions are weapons if you control them. Fear, anger, frustration. They can destroy you or they can fuel you. Winners don't get rid of fear. They use it. They channel their anger into action. They turn frustration into focus. The key is awareness. Recognize when negative emotions creep in and redirect them immediately. The moment you feel fear, take action. The moment doubt shows up, prove it wrong. Train yourself to act in spite of emotion, not because of it. Most people are controlled by their environment. They let circumstances dictate their mindset. But winners, they dictate their own reality. They decide how they feel, how they think, how they respond, no matter what's happening around them. Someone tells them they can't, they double down. A deal falls through, they pivot and find a better one. A setback hits, they use it to grow stronger. Nothing shakes them because they refuse to be shaken. Your mind is a muscle. If you don't train it daily, it weakens. So build the habit. Every morning, set your mental tone. Prime yourself for success. Read something that fuels you. Listen to something that sharpens you. Move your body. Speak power into your day. The first thoughts you allow into your mind in the morning dictate your momentum, control them, and you control your results. This isn't a one-time thing. Mastering your mind is a lifelong process, but the people who do it, they win every time. Decide fast, move faster. Success loves speed. Winners make decisions fast, and they execute even faster. They don't sit around overthinking, analyzing every possibility, or waiting for the perfect moment. They know perfection is a lie. The only way to win is to act now. Indecision is the death of momentum. Most people hesitate. They think they need more information, more certainty, more reassurance. But while they're stuck in their heads, opportunities pass them by. Winners don't wait. They commit. They decide. They take action, and they adjust along the way. Here's the truth. No decision is final. You can always pivot, refine, and optimize. But if you never start, you stay stuck. The biggest mistake is inaction. Fear of failure keeps most people frozen, but in reality, failure is just feedback. Every decision gives you data. If it works, great. If it doesn't, you learn, you adapt, you grow. But you have to decide. Speed creates power. The faster you move, the more momentum you build, and momentum is everything. It's what separates those who dream from those who dominate. When you take fast action, you send a message to yourself and to the world that you are in control. You become a force. Look at the most successful people in any industry. They aren't the ones who sit back and wait. They're the ones who jump in, figure it out, and keep moving. They trust themselves. They understand that certainty doesn't come before action. It comes because of action. Think about it. How many times have you waited too long to make a decision only to watch someone else take the opportunity? How many ideas have you had that never became reality because you second-guessed yourself? Winners don't let that happen. They trust their instincts. They commit and they go all in. This doesn't mean being reckless. It means training yourself to make decisions efficiently. Set a time limit. Give yourself 60 seconds, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever is reasonable, and then decide. Don't look back. Don't overthink. Move. Waiting for the right moment is an excuse. The right moment is now. Conditions will never be perfect. There will always be uncertainty. But success goes to those who take action despite the unknown. They know they can handle whatever comes next, and that confidence comes from experience, not from waiting. If you want to develop the habit of fast decision-making, start small. Choose what to eat in under 30 seconds. Pick your next move at work within a minute. Stop agonizing over little things. The more you practice making fast choices, the more natural it becomes. Most people hesitate because they're afraid of making the wrong choice. But here's the truth. The only wrong choice is no choice. Inaction is the real failure. At least when you decide, you gain experience, you learn, and you build momentum. Stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Decide fast, move faster, and let the rest take care of itself. Raise your standards. No more mediocrity. Your life is a reflection of what you tolerate. Every result you have, your income, your health, your relationships, is a direct result of your standards. If you want more, you have to demand more. Not from the world, not from luck, but from yourself. Success is not about talent or intelligence. It's about what you're willing to accept. Winners refuse to accept anything less than excellence. Most people settle. They accept average effort, average results, and an average life. They complain about their situation, but never raise their standards. They want success, but they don't demand it. They say they want to be fit, but they eat garbage. They say they want to be wealthy, but they waste time. They say they want to be great, but they tolerate laziness and distractions. That's not how winners operate. Winners don't negotiate with mediocrity. They hold themselves to a higher standard, and they refuse to drop it for anything or anyone. Look at every area of your life. Where are you settling? Where are you allowing excuses to creep in? Where are you letting comfort dictate your actions? The moment you identify those areas, you have a choice. Either raise your standards or stay exactly where you are. Success is not a goal. It's a standard. It's a non-negotiable way of living. Winners don't just try to be better. They commit to a new identity. They don't just work out when they feel like it. They train because that's who they are. They don't just work hard when they're motivated. They show up day in and day out because they hold themselves to that level. Their standard is consistency, not convenience. Your environment reflects your standards. Look at the people around you. Are they pushing you to be better, or are they dragging you down? Are they inspiring you, or are they reinforcing bad habits? If you surround yourself with low standards, you will absorb them. Winners make the hard choice. They cut off negative influences. They seek out people who force them to level up. If you want to change your life, upgrade your circle. Health is a standard. If you let yourself get out of shape, you're telling yourself that your energy, confidence, and longevity don't matter. Winners don't let that happen. They demand the best from their bodies. They fuel themselves with the right foods. They train like athletes, and they never make excuses. If you can't control your body, how can you expect to control your business, your relationships, or your future? Discipline is a standard. Most people rely on motivation, but motivation is weak. It fades. Winners operate on discipline. They do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. They don't negotiate with themselves. They don't allow excuses. They understand that success is built on daily habits, not occasional bursts of effort. Excellence is a standard. Winners don't do things halfway. They don't settle for good enough. Everything they touch, they give their best. Their business, their career, their craft, it all reflects their commitment to excellence. Most people think this is fine. Winners think, how can this be world class? That mindset alone separates them from the masses. Your standards set your results. Raise them and everything changes. Accept less and you stay stuck. Winners don't wait for life to hand them success. They demand it by demanding more from themselves. Do what others won't. Push beyond limits. Most people stop when it gets hard. They hit resistance and they back off. They feel discomfort and they retreat. They make excuses, justify quitting, and stay stuck. That's why most people never win. They never push past the breaking point. They never do what others won't, and because of that, they never get what others can't. Winners don't operate that way. They push through when it's painful. They keep going when others quit. They do the work that no one wants to do, and that's why they get the results that no one else gets. They know that the real growth, the real breakthroughs, and the real rewards come after most people give up. Every time you want to quit, that's a test. That's the moment where you either separate yourself from the pack or blend in with the quitters. Most people won't wake up early. Most people won't train when they're tired. Most people won't make the extra calls, put in the extra hours, or suffer the temporary discomfort. And that's exactly why most people never achieve anything great. Winners see this and make a choice. I will do what they want so I can have what they can't. And your body wants to stop when it's uncomfortable. Your mind wants to quit when it's hard. But that's exactly when you push harder. That's where the transformation happens. When your legs burn, when your lungs scream, when your mind tells you to quit, keep going. That's where champions are built. That's where the weak break and the strong rise. It's the same in business. It's the same in relationship. It's the same in life. The moment where most people slow down is the moment where you must speed up. The moment they complain is the moment you must take action. The moment they break is the moment you must break through. There is no competition for those willing to outwork everyone else. The marketplace isn't crowded at the top. Most people don't have the stomach for it. They want the rewards without the grind. They want the success without the sacrifice. They want to win without putting in the effort. That's why they stay average. That's why they struggle. But the few who embrace the hard work, the few who lean into the pain, the few who refuse to back down, those are the ones who rise. Pain is temporary. Quitting is forever. If you stop now, you reinforce weakness. If you keep going, you build unshakable strength. Winners don't negotiate with discomfort. They seek it out. They know that comfort is the enemy, that ease is a trap, that if they're not growing, they're dying. When you commit to doing what others won't, you eliminate competition. You don't just participate, you dominate. You become the one who always finds a way, the one who never gives up, the one who people look at and say, how the hell do they keep going? That's when you know you've separated yourself from the rest. Winners don't seek the easy path. They chase the challenge. They embrace the grind. They put in the extra reps, make the extra effort, and take the extra steps that others won't. Not because they have to, but because that's who they are. That's what makes them unstoppable. That's why they win. Obsess over growth. Get better every day. If you're not growing, you're dying. Winners are never satisfied with where they are because they know there's always another level. They push, they stretch, they seek out challenges because they understand that growth is the key to success. Most people stay stuck because they refuse to evolve. They want a different life but keep the same habits, the same mindset, the same excuses. Growth isn't optional. It's necessary. Winners commit to daily improvement. They read, they learn, they invest in themselves. They don't wait for growth to happen. They chase it relentlessly. They seek out mentors. They ask better questions. They embrace discomfort. Growth is painful, but stagnation is fatal. The moment you stop pushing forward, you start falling behind. Winners condition themselves for progress. Every day they measure, they refine, they execute, they track their results and adjust their approach. They never assume they've made it because they know that the second they stop growing, they lose. Be magnetic, radiate confidence and power. Success is not just about skill, it's about presence. Winners command attention before they even speak. They walk with certainty, they move with purpose, and people are drawn to them. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. Every action, every decision, every challenge overcome adds another layer to your power. Most people shrink in the face of pressure. Winners expand, they embrace pressure, they thrive in it, they use it as fuel. The way you carry yourself dictates how the world responds to you. Speak with conviction, look people in the eye, stand tall. Winners don't beg for opportunities, they attract them. They create energy. They don't wait for motivation, they generate it. People want to follow those who know where they're going. Be that person. Be the one who leads, the one who inspires, the one who never hesitates. Confidence is built through action, through resilience, through consistency. Winners train themselves to own every room, every conversation, every challenge, execute relentlessly. No excuses, only results. Ideas are worthless without execution. Most people talk, plan, and dream, but they never take action. Winners move. They don't wait for motivation or the perfect time. They execute, adjust, and keep going. They understand that speed matters, momentum matters. The longer you wait, the more doubt creeps in. Winners develop an obsession with action. They measure progress, they track results, they hold themselves accountable. They don't make excuses, they find solutions. When things go wrong, they adapt. When obstacles appear, they push through. They refuse to let setbacks slow them down. Most people hesitate, overanalyze, and let fear paralyze them. Winners act despite fear. They know that the only way to win is to move forward no matter what. Dominate every environment. Be unstoppable everywhere. Winners don't just perform when it's easy. They show up and dominate in every situation. Whether it's business, fitness, relationships, or personal growth, they bring the same intensity. They don't adjust to the energy in the room. They set it. They make their presence felt. They elevate every space they enter. People respect them because they operate on another level. Most people conform to their environment, but winners shape it. They lead, they influence, they inspire. Their energy is undeniable. Their confidence is unshakable. They refuse to be average in any area of life. They hold themselves to the highest standard, and that standard never drops. Outwork everyone. Make discipline your edge. Talent means nothing without effort. Winners don't rely on natural ability. They put in the hours, the sweat, the work that others avoid. They wake up earlier, stay later, and push harder. They don't look for shortcuts. They master the fundamentals and execute with relentless consistency. Discipline separates the elite from the average. Most people only work when they feel like it. Winners work no matter what. They train their minds to embrace discomfort because they know that success is built in the unseen hours, in the moments when no one is watching. They don't complain about the grind. They love it. They don't need motivation. They rely on habits. Turn obstacles into fuel. Nothing stops you. Winners see obstacles as stepping stones, not roadblocks. Where others see problems, they see opportunities. They understand that setbacks, failures, and adversity are all part of the process. Instead of getting discouraged, they use every challenge to sharpen their skills, strengthen their mindset, and fuel their hunger. Most people quit when things get hard. Winners push harder. They embrace struggle because they know it's making them stronger. They don't dwell on setbacks. They extract lessons, adapt, and move forward. They refuse to be victims of circumstance. They take ownership of everything in their lives. No excuses, no blaming, no waiting for things to change. They change themselves. I've just laid out the path, the exact blueprint to unlock a future you've only dreamed about. The power is in your hands. It's not some distant hope. It's your reality if you choose it. No more waiting, no more excuses. The only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is your decision to rise. Remember, mastering your mind, making fast decisions, and executing relentlessly, these are the tools that have propelled the most successful to the top. So ask yourself, are you ready to raise your standards, to do what others won't, to push beyond your limits? This is your time. No more holding back. Get out there, take massive action, and dominate. You've got this. And if you need guidance, don't forget, this channel, Tony Robbins Track, is here to fuel your journey every single day. Stay hungry, stay driven, and let's make this happen. Keep pushing forward because success, it's yours for the taking.